Good day and greetings from the Great White North. My name is Prickly Poo and welcome to day 154 of a year of change, where we're going to do a quick little update. It's been a rough week all the way around. Not anything bad that's happened. Just a few little things here and there. First and foremost, I've just been craving everything bad for me throughout the entire week. I've been very good. Mainly just sort of in discussions with other people going, oh, this would be good, and this would be good, and this would be good, but I've maintained, I've been okay. I've only really indulged twice. I haven't gone over my calories yet. And I say yet because I have a day off, and I'm going to take it and just sit back, have a few drinks, and not worry. Still going to track everything, but probably going to end up going over. That's been the main thing pretty much all week, just having really, really strong cravings, but usually by the time I'm done work and I get out of there, I'm too tired to actually go buy anything bad. So it's been pretty good. I've kept on track. I completely forgot about tracking sodium until Friday, which is not good. So I did a quick little scan earlier on today, and not counting the salt, I'm way under. I'm like quite a bit under. So sort of update you on that tomorrow. The main thing I want to talk about was it's a bit of a story. Not a real like story, but a bit of a story, and I may have told you before. A few years ago, I had a spinal injury, a back injury, where I ruptured a disc in my spine. And it was just from wrenching it or something. And every now and then, it gets a little bit of flare-up. And the last time I had a really bad one was in the wintertime. I was shoveling, and I just felt it go pop. And usually at that, it's... When I first had the injury, I was on my back for like 3 months. Couldn't move, couldn't do anything. And then every now and then I'll feel a little something, and as long as I, grab some pills right away and go to bed for 2 or 3 days, I'm okay, and there's a bug, and it's gone. I'll find it and kill it later on. I might swallow it. Ugh. Anyway, it's very small. Whatever it is. It's gone. Anyway, so every now and then I get, I'll feel that little twinge in the small of my back, like in my lower back. And I know something bad's happened, and usually I just sort of panic and just go lay down for a few days and try to keep it, because I can't walk when it happens. It's a pinched nerve or something. Anyway, I felt it yesterday. I was doing my... Oh, there it is. Go away. I was on my treadmill. I'm at this stage. I decided to sort of skip this... I didn't get him. Anyway, it's really distracting. Sorry. I decided to skip over the 4.5 grade and just jump right to 5. Because I figure, that 1% is not going to be too bad. So I've been doing all this week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I did 5 kilometers for an hour at a 5% grade. So I completed the week, everything was good, and I thought, now I don't have to park on the hill if I don't want to. The only thing is that when the grade is that high, and I really only noticed it this week, I'm a little bit sore afterwards. Which I at first thought that's going to be normal because you're doing exercise and everything's good. But what's happening is that it's so high that I'm leaning forward when I'm walking. And so by the end of an hour, instead of me walking upright, I'm actually like hunched over. And I think that's where that pain's coming from. It's not that the exercise is bad, it's that my posture is bad. Because near the end of it, yesterday, I would try to stand up straight, but then I feel like I'm leaning way back and I'm going to fall. It's not super, super steep, but it's steep enough. So, and throughout this week as well, I've been trying to figure out what am I going to do after this. I don't want to keep going higher and higher because eventually I'm just going to be rock climbing on a treadmill. And I thought if I can try to go a little faster, but 5 kilometers is right at that weird point where it's enough for a very brisk walk for me. But if I go 5.5, then you're sort of stumble jogging. You really have to go up to 7 or 8 to get to a comfortable jog. So in between that 5 and 8, it's really weird because it's too fast to walk, but it's too slow to jog. It's odd. So I've been trying to figure out what to do there. But there was someone at work actually that had mentioned she used to run all the time. And she said what she would do is she would start out at, walking for 10 minutes and then running for 1 or jogging for 1. And then walking for 10, jogging for 1, and going that way. And then once that got easy enough to sort of cut back and say walking for 9, jogging at 1, walking for 8, jogging at 1, things like that, so that eventually you're doing 2 minutes of walking, 1 minute of jogging, and eventually you're just doing full jogging for an hour. So I don't think I'm ready enough yet to start at 10 minutes. I think that's asking a little much. I did try jogging on Friday and lasted less than a minute. So we aren't going to do that just yet. What I am going to do, though, is that I did a quick little timeline thing, and we have enough time for the end of the year that I can stay at 5 kilometers when I'm doing my walk. But starting this week, this upcoming week, at every 30-minute mark, so basically once, halfway through, I do 1 full minute of a jog and then finish off my walk. And then the following week, I do it every 29 minutes, which is still just, no, that would be 2. I could get 2 in then. 1 in the middle, 1 at the end. And then every 28 minutes. And gradually, if you look at a graph, it just sort of goes down this way and then sort of peters off that way as to how many times in the run of an hour then I can get it done. And I think if we're starting very, very slowly, I think that's going to be best for me. The only thing with that is, again, with the incline. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because I know what this sounds like, and I'm going to get to that in a second. With that incline, I'm finding that because my posture is bad, I don't want to end up not being able to walk afterwards. So I'm dropping it back down to level ground. But where I'm starting to actually do jogging as well, even though it's only a minute out of 60, which is nothing, it's a starting point. And if I can do more than that when I start off, then I'll let you know. And the main reason why I'm telling you all this is because I've noticed throughout this week that, especially where I've been really looking for something like a reasonable way to sort of increase what I'm doing on the treadmill without just making it steeper, which is uncomfortable, or going faster, which is awkward, and trying to find a nice middle ground. And I think that this might be it. So I'm going to try this and see how far I get during the first week. But the main reason why I'm telling you this is because we see this all the time, that, and I see it in blogs when I'm looking for people on YouTube and stuff like that, when you're going through and you'll see it, that people are doing well and then they give themselves a little bit of leeway. And like, I'm going to take a week off. It's been really rough. I'm not going to worry about this, that, or the other thing just for a couple of days. And then you come back and a week later they go, yeah, I didn't really track anything. But, my back is hurting, so I can't really do much that way. So I don't want to exacerbate it. So I'm going to just sort of lay back for a week. And I'm very, very much aware that even to me, I'm looking at it going, am I like starting to make excuses to say, I can't really do what I need to do. And, I went over, but it's not that bad. So I'm very much aware of what it sounds like. I think hopefully that's a good thing that I'm actually aware of it, because I see it all the time. And even just with friends that have tried, starting this with me, where they'll say, well, yeah, I'll start next week. And then they go, and they're like, well, I didn't really, I didn't know how to track it right. And so I'll go through it again. And they go, well, yeah, but it takes up too much time. And it's really tough to get started, but it's heartbreaking when you're watching people that are going through and they've been doing something for months, and then they slowly start saying, like, making allowances for themselves and saying, well, I'm going to have, like today is really bad because I'm going to sort of bring it back down to a 0% grade to start with. And I'm going to have a day where I know I'm going to go over. So everything all at once. And I know it does look bad, but it's not the downward slippery slope. And it's something that's really been worrying me, because it's one of those things that I look at and I would go, you're going to quit. You're going to quit. I know you're going to quit because I've seen you do this 100 times before. Eventually I may bring the grade up. I don't know. But for right now, I want to sort of start in on the jogging thing, because my goal ideally would be to get to a point where I can jog for a full hour, which is so far out of the realm of possibilities for me right now that it sounds almost unattainable. But so did walking 5 kilometers 5 months ago. So you never know. But I want to keep on doing what we're doing. I'm going to keep on tracking my sodium properly. It's just dumb luck that I'm below. I've done some measurements as well with the actual amount of salt, and finding out how many turns on a grinder is a teaspoon, which equals a certain number of grams. So we'll do that tomorrow as well. But I wanted to sort of share that with you, is that it's when you're getting to that point, when you're doing something and you give yourself an allowance, just saying, oh, well, I'm going to take 2 or 3 days off and not worry about this. I'm going to, and then I'll get back in on it on Monday. Oh, it's a long weekend. It's really dangerous to do that, because I've said this before, it's going to take nothing for us just to get back into our old habits. If I was to stop doing these videos for a day and stop tracking and everything, I could easily go way, way over my limit and get right back into that. And there have been a couple of days this week when I thought, I know I'm going to go over because I want a little bit of everything. So I think it's just a rough week. I've still stayed below. I did this, and I keep doing this, and I really shouldn't. I did a sneak peek today, and I've still lost a little bit. I'm going to do an official weigh-in tomorrow because today might counteract all that, which is going to suck. But I think it's, I wanted to just sort of bring that up because it does look really bad when you're saying, well, I'm not going to do the 5% grade anymore, and I'm going to go over today. That is just, it's to me anyway, I'm looking at it through, just, if I was looking at myself, I would say, okay, you're just going to say, and I'm done. But I'm not. Don't worry. We haven't even hit the halfway point yet, so we're going to be fine. It's just that it sounds like an excuse to me, which is bugging me. And I know it's not. I know it's something that's legitimate. Like, number one, it's, like, aside from the 5%, even 4% grade didn't really bother me all that much, so I could probably start there. But again, I really want to give myself that huge, what am I looking for? What word am I trying to think of? Margin of error. There we go. I'll do that. That's not exactly it, but it's close. But at least this way, I'm going to be doing a jogging thing, and it's going to be much, much easier because I've been walking uphill nonstop for the past 4 or 5 weeks now. So being at a 0% grade and then adding the jogging in, it's probably going to hopefully even out. And like I say, I'm going to start with one every 30 minutes. But what I want to do is try to jog for I'll probably do 15 minutes and then see how long I can jog, and then stop, and then, keep walking. And once I feel like I jog again, and see how long I can go that way. That's going to give me a good estimate on Monday as to what I think I should be starting at. Because honestly, 1 minute out of 60 doesn't sound like a lot at all. But again, I want to get to a point where I'd rather be going too slowly and feel that we want to do more than to dive right in and think that it's too much and then quit and go back. Anyway, I don't know if that makes any sense to you whatsoever. Overall, though, not too bad. I did do a faulty tracking on Thursday, it was, I think. And great, I'm well below my calorie count. And I forgot I had a whole ton of coffee, like 3 or 4 coffees. So I added those in, I was still below. So things are good. But overall, it has been a really rough week. And that sort of, is this me giving myself an excuse, has been bugging me in the back of my head the entire week. So I'm going to share that with you at least so that you'll know, no, it's not. It sounds like it is. I know how bad it sounds, but I'm aware of how bad it sounds, and we will keep going. Because it's always rough when you're watching someone and they've made such progress, and you want them to keep on going, and then you hear them go, I'm going to do this, and you're like, that's sort of counterintuitive to what you've been doing. And I know this sort of sounds like it, but anyway, I don't want to repeat myself. But I'm aware of how bad it sounds, but in my head, I don't think it's bad. But there's always that one little part of me that's going, are you lying to yourself? Is it really that bad and you're just making excuses? So I'm going to try my best to do the thing with the jogging, try to find out what my limit is, dial it a little bit back so that it's not just, exhaustion at the end of it, but something that I can gradually build up to. I have it set right now for once every 30 minutes, and that will take me right to the end of the year. By the end of the year, I'll be doing one every 2 minutes. So if I can start at even once every 20 minutes, that would cut out a whole third of it. So it'll be great. And then I can just keep going up. I think 20 minutes is probably a good starting point. I don't really know, where I would start for that. I do know that jogging for a full minute at a 5% grade is not something that I can easily do. So 0%, hopefully we'll try something. So we'll do that. We'll say I'm going to start at 20-minute intervals. Go from there. I'll have more information on Tuesday for you because I'll know on Monday what's going on. There we go. Anyway. That's it. That's the update. There's not much that's been going on. I did sort of get final approval, from for the blog at work, but I haven't heard anything all week from them, so that's really not an update. One person joined, but it was a person that I had already invited to it, and that means nothing, so we're going to see what happens there. I'm probably going to start it right at the beginning of next month so that I can start doing it every week and all the other good stuff. But we'll see where that goes. Other than that, that's it. I got nothing else for you. Sorry. But I will stay on track don't worry. As I say, I know how bad it sounds, but it's not really that bad. I'm repeating myself again. Shut up. Okay, I'm going to end this video right here. Still haven't found the bug. Don't know where it is. It's in here somewhere, and when I find it, I will squish it. Or release it, if you prefer. For those of you out there that are like, dude, squish it, there's a tiny bug. Fine, I'll let it go and reunite it with its family. Totally gonna squish it. Anyway, for now, I will leave this video here. So thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, please poke the like button for me. In the meantime, keep yourself warm and fuzzy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.